Right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Preeminent Group's Diamond Real Talk Season 3, Episode 3. Give yourself a warm round of applause.
Alright, today, right, we actually have this special edition, and I think that it's something that everybody is looking forward to.
Yep.
Am I right?
Okay.
Yeah, so because we have all our ETs on board with us today, and I'm sure that everybody is excited, to actually hear from them as well.
Definitely. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, just want to introduce my quick co-moderator for today, and that's, of course, our Senior Director of Agency of ERA, co-founder of Preeminent Group, Mr. Bjorn Chua. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Leon, and I'm also the co-moderator, and I introduce our level of panelists, or the standard of panelists today. They are exclusively from our executive team of Preeminent Group. Firstly, we have a fast car lover. He loves everything fast. Okay, that sounds wrong on so many levels, but never mind, that's beside the point. He has a penchant for luxury goods, and he's leading one of the biggest teams in ERA itself. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one, the only, Mr. Daniel Poa. He is the Senior Executive Group Division Director of ERA. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ERA's very own, very own rental queen herself, who makes at least 6 figures from rental in a year? At least every year you make a good considerable amount. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Nicole Lim Pek Shan. Also on having our panelists today, we have the muscle man himself. He used to be this scrawny little guy running around ERA. But now he is known as the Hawk of ERA. I dare someone to come and tell me that he's actually bigger than he is. This guy will go outrageous. He has the tallest hairstyle. Adding insult to injury, ladies and gentlemen, Advisory Group Division Director of ERA and Executive Team of Preeminent Group, Mr. Kenny Neo. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I will just introduce this opportunity to actually introduce ERA's youngest Advisory Group Division Director and Executive Team of Preeminent Group. He loves fast cars. He loves fast money. The only thing that he doesn't love is me. Just kidding. Laugh lah. Hey, that's a joke. It's a joke. Laugh leh. Oh, you didn't learn. You didn't learn. I'm pretty sure he loves me as well. You love me, bro? Okay, love. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ivan Lam.
So I think for starters, right, I just want to know, for each and every one of you, right, how long have you all been in real estate?
I joined since 2014, so this makes marks my 9 years already. Should be 9, my 9th year.
Wow! Real estate.
Yeah, with ERA.
9 years.
Yeah, man.
How many years?
Myself?
Yeah.
18.
Twice.
Twice. That's why he's younger.
Oh.
But I'm not older lah. I'm just matured.
Young at heart, bro. Young at
How
heart.
Nicole, how many years are you in real estate?
2 decades.
2 decades, 20 years.
Wow, that's as long as Kevin.
Wow, it's my age. No. Kenny, how are you?
10 years, 2012 to 2022.
Nice. Okay. So every one of them has close to a decade of experience in real estate, right? So I'm sure, right, I want to know also, what got you guys started in real estate? Was it like by chance, or is it like by luck, or what?
Nicole?
Yeah.
Why don't you start? 20 years.
It's not by chance lah. It's definitely by the decisions. Yeah, I was sharing with people who I met before about how I entered in the industry. Is because of first pay increment. Yeah, it was a government sector lah. So, but I didn't expect the pay increment to be 2 digit.
2 digit.
Yeah.
2 digit.
Yes. But thanks to that 2 digit, that made me think. Yeah, if not, I would not be thinking so early.
Wow, for 2 digits, she got her thinking. Can you just imagine it was 3 digit or 4 digit or 5 digits, or what she's accustomed to now, 6 digit, to get her even thinking even more. But 2 digits, thank God. Yeah.
So let me start counting how much I will probably be earning in my lifetime, and when I can. I also love cars, but fast or not fast is okay. Just need to be pretty. Just need to be a head turner. I love the cars that make me turn my head.
So you chanced upon it because you felt that you were heading nowhere in your previous career, and then how did you chance upon ERA?
I think my option is very simple. What can make money is always sales. Yeah, so basically is at that point is like insurance, car sales. actually I explored that, but it was quite not so promising as what we saw from outside also. So that's out. Then of course real estate. So I think it's quite a no-brainer because real estate is like the highest value that people will buy in their lifetime. So based on your commission on such an item, right, it just makes sense to me at the time.
Oh, what you're saying is like throughout all this, I mean, one of your decision matrix back then was basically it's just money, like how much money you could possibly be earning in that.
Yeah, but of course there will be some passions on the item, the products, because I don't think it would last so long for me if I don't like the industry, the products I'm selling. And then obviously there is more than that, more than sales to meet the eye in this real estate business.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Then moving along, Kenny, what about yourself?
So previously I tried headhunting before, and that was when I was 18 years old. I joined real estate when I was 25. So I graduated from JC already. I had this part-time job doing real estate. So headhunting was a part-time job, but it was a sales job. And that sales job actually gave me the idea that sales have the opportunity to have income where sky is the limit. Yeah. So when 18 years old, I do sales headhunting. I earn about $4,000 in a single month. For an 18-year-old boy earning $4,000, I think that was crazy lah. Cause my peers and all was just earning probably a few $100 doing waitering jobs and all. Yeah. So I mean that seeded the sales career in my mind. But I still, as a very typical Singaporean boy in a traditional family, your mother always want to ask you to still go uni first and all. So I still went through my university journey, and then finished 25 years old. I went to a bank first, but then I realized again, similar to Nico, right, where we want to get out of the rat race and then my mind went back to sales and just nice we have a very mutual friend, right, Bjorn. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, my manager is actually one of Bjorn's first few associates. Yeah, right.
Yep.
So we always have our nightly catch up together and all. And he just casually mentioned to me about real estate. So I think that sparked that bonfire of my real estate career. Yeah, and that's how I started real estate. Yeah, I jumped into sales lah. Yeah.
So at the point in time, you were single, and then you jumped straight in, and then after that, you grew your wealth. But the interesting thing that you brought up was at 18 years old, 4,000 was a big amount. Do you all agree that 4,000 is a big amount at that point in time? So now you are 28 years old.
Now I'm 28. Yes, 28.
Do you see that 4,000?
They agree.
Okay, it's okay. Let's agree to disagree. But 4,000 to you then was a lot. What is considered in that same wow factor? What is that amount in today's context?
Today's context, wow. Maybe 200-300K in a single month.
Okay, so so it means in a way your growth has been about 5,000%, 500 times 5,000%.
Or maybe I think it's 400,000 or 400,000 how many times?
400,000 is about 8,000 times.
Yeah, 8,000 times maybe. Yeah.
See his growth. That's a lot of growth. Okay, what
No,
about
I
that?
think it's just our money blueprint is different as real estate agents and as someone who is employed. Just the way how we think about how we earn money is very different.
And how you earn money and how you spend money
and how
is
you
also
can
very.
do it is very different. So I think just like everyone here and the crowd, I think real estate have really changed a lot of our lives. That's why we're all working so hard and doing all this for everyone in PG.
Okay, so let's put the same question to Daniel. 18-year veteran. So you started when you were about 10 years old as well.
Younger lah, started about 9. No lah, prior to the coming into real estate, I was telemarketer for a real estate agent for 8 years. So
Wow.
I actually started the journey of real estate at the age of 17.
Is
So-
the agent still around?
Yes.
Oh, still around
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
okay.
our CEO lah, Marcus Chu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing after O level, want to earn some money. I didn't get the leverage to earn 4,000 so he's just now saying me I'm earning only the 600 to 700 per month. So no choice, I'm being stuck. Also, I'm not being open to the 4,000 category. But I saw how Marcus, because he's the first ERA agent that make 1 million a year. So that's how it inspired me. But at the time, I'm not 21 yet, so I still need to go for my diploma course, then my army. So By then I downgraded lah. Then I 8 to 5, I moonlighting night time lor. So after 5 from NS, I will go call for him.
In
the
case,
evening.
if Daniel's you're his CEO or your HR S1, this
Doesn't
one
matter,
doesn't matter.
You ROTA, bro.
ORD. Okay.
So Daniel, I want to just ask you, right? How is it working for Marcus?
It's on recorder, right?
Cannot
Can
cannot
say
okay,
anything,
right?
right?
He went my one.
Okay,
Okay,
bro,
okay.
quite obvious lah. 4,600. You know what kind of paymaster Marcus was?
But then the money small ma. But
Correct.
Marcus as a boss, how is he
So
like?
Marcus is super strict. So I'm his first telemarketer. Along the way, he employ, but the turnover is very high. I'm the one that persists on. I should be the only one that persists on after 8 years. His standard super high. But during that time when we do telemarketing, it was so easy to get appointments compared to nowadays. Let's be very honest. Apparently, one night alone, I can make probably about 2-3 appointments through just calling by home base. But of course now, because of PDPA, we are restricted. A lot of home, basically youngsters don't even have landline as well. Their landline is basically connected to their internet, and you call, actually no ringtone one. So I understand the struggles of the agents nowadays as well. So it's very different. But of course, previously when we was doing, the property prices are also very low quantum, because a 3-room flat probably about 100 over 1,000. Now a 3-room flat minimum 300,000 and above. So it's actually increased double. So that's why you see last time when you make $1 million, it's like you are legendary. But now it's like so common for even our top achiever every month make $1 million.
So what you're saying is that you actually had so from a very early start, you really were introduced into real estate. So it was just a natural progression for you after school, after NS, just to go and to join real estate. But one of your main motivating factors back then was the money lah. You were enticed by the money.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm enticed by who doesn't entice by money seriously. I mean, while we are working is for the money. But same thing as Nico, I before I make the choice, I considered insurance. Definitely you consider these two one, insurance or property. But I personally cannot get over with insurances because I don't want to call my friend. I don't want to drink coffee. They should either press away or I don't like it. Real estate is something you have the money you have. You don't have to. You still have to follow up, but they won't shun your costs. So that's the reason insurance I didn't go into that sector.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a valid point in the decision matrix as well.
Daniel, was Marcus your first manager or?
He's
joined
my first manager. As I mentioned, I mean, a lot of people actually poached me, giving me higher pay rates, but I don't know why I didn't go.
Why?
I now think back a
what
bit
you think?
stupid also. So he didn't pay me very well. There are other people that actually want me, but I also don't know why. So probably it's relationship. Yeah, along the way.
I guess in our line of work, it's not just about
Not just money.
money. It's a
lot
lot
about
of
relationship.
The trust you have in your leader, and then it's many a times I think like what I can relate to him is like blind faith. Blind faith. It's like my gratitude. Yes,
Gratitude.
gratitude.
Thank you.
Okay. Last but not least, let's hear from our youngest panelist today. He's not even
Underage.
underage.
18.
8 years in the industry, but holding one of the
9 years,
highest,
9 years.
9 years in the
9
industry,
years.
but holding one of the highest title as well of the youngest advisory group division director of ERA and Preeminent team. And I think he was the first chairman of Young ERA. Is it?
Yeah, now alumni already.
Alumni. Okay, first alumni. Ivan, so what got you into real estate?
When I was young, right? Okay, I do a lot of sports like kayaking and all those life saving and all those. I really enjoy outdoor sports, especially water sports. So initially, when I thought after my army, I thought of going back to continue my passion lah. Then during army, I think my roadmap was also quite good if I were to sign on. In fact, my parents have been encouraging me to sign on as well lah. After when I was with the HQ in army, I realized that I don't really like the corporate kind of work, because whenever you have something to propose, right, you have to go upwards until the top, then come down say no. So then I told myself maybe this is not what I really want. End of the day lah. In fact, if you don't ask me, I I did not came in with the mindset of really money. At the age of 20, 23, 24, I thought real estate was good. But I didn't know that there is such a huge potential of business in real estate. That's when I realized that when I came over to ERA. Okay, in fact, just to bring you guys back a bit, I was with CBRE for 1 month plus. I joined my mentor, which is the age of 60 plus. So after a while, I find that it's only I think I'm only his only associates. Then there's not much guidance in that sense lah. So when I came over, right, then I realized I met Kenny and all these young chaps. At the point of time when I joined this team, right, Kenny was 24, 25, right? He was driving a uncle E-class. then I was thinking like, how come this batch of people like all doing so well in the business eh? Then Dean was driving his Mini Cooper, he was driving Lexus. I was like, I was pretty much really mind blown with all these people. Then I realized
you have to tell them what you were driving at that point in time.
then?
I was driving a red color van. Okay, I drove my van and I think things are
I remember his van behind still one makeshift sofa one.
Not makeshift, it's a sofa, but still a subwoofer.
It's a seat, okay,
It's a Renault Kangoo. It's a love mobile.
So when I met these young people, I was like, wow. I mean, the potential of real estate is really, it's really big lah. I mean, compared to my previous mentor, I was always with him alone. So I'm not exposed to any agents or any team or any leader. Yeah. Then after I came in, really with a purpose of a job that doesn't have a boss above me lah. I mean, to me, I feel that I don't like to be controlled lah. Yeah. So I like to do things in a way that, you know, if I have something good on proposal to do for myself, I want to do it lah.
So in other words, how Beyond once described Ivan, Ivan is the type of wild stallion, cannot be tamed one. You just need to let him run. Right or not, Beyond?
I forgot already. Yeah.
You forgot already.
Ah.
That was the example you gave me. He's a wild stallion, must let him run. He'll find his own way back. Okay. So of all the examples that we just heard, from the 4 examples, I think Ivan's one was just that it was maybe because of his age and it was not monetary returns was not what he was looking for in terms of real estate. But at this point in time, Ivan, if let's say we had to reset your clock, okay, would you still choose real estate?
I think I would want to rephrase that.
Yeah.
If not for real estate, what will you be?
Wow. I think I'll probably sitting at the beach wearing my sunglasses and be a lifeguard.
Lifeguard. Okay. So, of all the leaders here...
Kenny.
Banker lor. Go back to being a bank. Previously I was from banking. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Nicole.
so boring.
I think this is for me leh. I cannot think of a better career than this. Okay,
Because you are too long in the career already. That's
yeah,
why.
I think so.
But if let's say
But I have a passion for teaching.
teaching, so you'll be a teacher.
I may, but I know,
Ooh,
but I know
Nicole
that
Lao
but I know that the teaching doesn't really pay us. I cannot drive this kind of car if I go into that direction also. So that's why I think there's no better job than this.
Okay.
What about Daniel? If you're
Daniel?
not doing real estate, what will you be doing?
Don't know. I mean, for boys, I aspire to be policeman. CID lah, not the wear the uniform one lah, investigate case. Not the wear the police, not the wear the uniform guard the dead people one, bro.
Actually, I also got the
Yeah. I mean, if you ask lah, if I don't have,
dreams.
I did thought lah during army that time, how to go into police, you know.
This is an interesting question. Let's ask Beyond. If it's not real estate, what do you think you'd be doing really?
You give me a very, very
ask us
hard
this kind of
answer.
question you didn't
Yeah,
have to
but
answer yourself.
I believe I will still continue to hustle lah, and maybe open my own business or probably work nightlife.
Nightlife.
Yeah, I used to be a bartender.
Oh, I thought you want to be
Yeah.
a bouncer.
No lah, bouncer, too small already lah. This guy bigger than me, he pushed me at 4 already, no.
True.
What about you
Me
MC actor
It depends on what my hairstyle would have been. I mean, but if let's say I kept my hairstyle, I think I would just remain very comfortable in the SCF. I was a SCF regular, so I would just iron rice bowl, then retire at 42, then fret lor. I think among our audience today, there's also a retired colonel or something, but it's fine. Oh, guys, in case you all didn't know, we're actually being filmed right in front. We are being filmed in front of a live audience today. This is our first initiative along. It's been a long time coming, and I
Yep.
guess that's where the new direction is actually heading to. But okay, so interesting career choices as well. I mean, at the end of the day, what we are here is, can we all safely agree that right now, if to accord the lifestyle that we are used to, is definitely real estate is the way to go, because I think that's where sales is coming into play. But I guess for today's special edition 3-3, sales got 11, 12, 12. We are real talk. We got 3-3.
3-3.
So
Season
today's
3, episode 3.
This episode is a little bit slightly different. We are not just going to talk about how
Yeah,
you do your
deals
sales
and everything, right? Yeah,
because
it's
you
very
guys
boring,
are too passe. You guys are like multiple centurions. Clap, clap.
They never hear you, like.
Multiple centurion award winners. Clap, clap. Okay. I guess, but the thing is, why we invited these panelists today is also to talk about their roles in this career, is their leadership roles.
But
Okay.
before that,
Yeah.
actually there's something that really I'm very, 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 like, I just want to know
Yeah.
in my heart. I'm sure that every one of you all have a story, right? But we fast forward that story, right? I want to know, right, in this career, right, what was your turning point?
What was their
The turning point.
turning
Well,
point.
everybody should got turning point, one, you also got, right?
Fair
Yeah, lor.
enough, fair enough. Nicole, what was your turning point in real estate?
6 years back,
6 years back.
when I joined Preeminent Group.
Wow.
Oh, I'm not Paul this one. No, really, I'm not Paul Really, it's a very big difference.
Very big difference.
Very big.
Okay.
Very big. I mean, you ask my team, I'm sure they will say the same.
Okay, let's not delve into comparing teams, but what was evidently different from your previous team and your current team?
The platforms. Okay, the obvious things that I have changed, right? Once we have such support, is about the team building recruitment. So the support is definitely there. Before that, I was running my own division alone, like single-handedly, like a single mother like that. Yeah, really. Really,
after I got
everything
married.
also pamper one. You must work, you must feed them and everything. Not feed but you must take care of them. Then even if it's one or two new joiner, you have to teach everything yourself from A to Z. And then
So
it's
you were
just
in charge of the entire sales framework, money blueprint, the human resource,
everything.
mindset.
Everything. Yeah, everything. There's no one beside or above me to help me on that. So it's really like you handle everything yourself, and there's a limitations to your own time.
Okay.
So even though there's a interest to groom more people, but you just don't have the
You just don't have the
resources.
resources and the
Don't have.
ability to. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Daniel, what about yourself? What was the turning point in your career?
I think turning point in my career probably was 9 years back when I started doing recruitment. Yeah. Because prior to that 9 years, same thing, I don't want to do recruitment.
But you mean
Standard.
recruitment can change your life, man? In what way?
No, it's more of, as I mentioned, so all the while is doing your sales, it's yourself. But when you started to do recruitment in terms of getting the people in, that's where it's something different. You got to be accountable to helping them to put bread on their table because people trust you. So that is where then I started to be more different in terms of the way I conduct. Because when you do sales, it's just solely yourself. You don't have to bother about whether my colleagues got any listing or don't have whatsoever. But that's when you do recruitment, that is totally different. You start to learn more things because they start to ask you things that you may not encounter over the last 9 years or 18 years. You start to think of how to innovate and how to actually let them be achiever.
So what you're saying is that it's more like when you started a team,
Yeah.
and then you had a different perspective of how sales could be, how just gave you a whole different perspective altogether, and you felt a responsibility towards your team and the need to keep improving.
Correct. Because it's not what when I joined real estate, I didn't think of team one. It's just purely, I want to be an achiever, I want to earn money. The team is not part of my, how do I say, the course of journey that
The career path that you would
yeah,
have chosen.
it's just that it happened that I also don't know why I started recruitment. I mean, when I left one of the agencies, a few of the agents say, we also want to join you. Then that's where it started to just form out of it. It's not I go and purposely go and recruit. So I think that is the trigger point of my real estate career.
Okay, which is a positive change. I believe that would have been a positive change. Kudos to you. Then, what about Ivan? What's the turning point in your career?
I think probably turning point there will be two. One will be in sales and one will be in team building. Right. I was just chit chatting with Kenny about turning point about sales. But maybe to me, my turning point is where we started our partnership in Landed. That was where I was previously doing a lot of commercial F&B on my own. Then that's where we started this team. We do Landed. I think that was where our sales picked up all the way, and it's always on. It just gets better year by year lah. So for sales wise, I think that was when I made the change of my choice of inventory. As for team building wise, my turning point would be during COVID period. I think during COVID period, many things changed, right? People's expectations also changed, and how we run the teams will be very different. So that was where I really form up another whole new platform for team building, training, in cultures, in everything lah. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, at the end of the day, humans are just social creatures.
Yep.
We need a social platform, a place where we can come together and actually have a sense of belonging. There are many self-help books, but there isn't any books to say how to help others. And I guess that's what you're referring to just now, is how to create a platform to help others instead of just helping.
I would say recreate lah. I mean, earlier on we have a platform, but then again to recreate something different so that people will feel more something new lah in a sense. Yeah.
Kenny, yourself? What was the turning point in your career?
Yeah, I think Ivan and me, it's pretty much similar, but I realized that all of us as real estate agents, for me, is I set 1 year goals. So I realized that every year is very different. So every year seemed like a huge turning point for me. So if I were to elaborate, just now Ivan was saying on how, this is like love story, man. So actually, I think our first sales turning point, right, is maybe working together for about 2 years. I feel like, because first year in real estate career is about whether or not the business is suitable for you. I think as all first year agents, if there are first year agents here, your first year you are very uncertain. You do not know whether this business is right or wrong for you. You haven't, even if you close something, you think it's luck. You don't have confidence lah. So my first year, the turning point is to get a confidence in the business. Second year, together, we found that we wanted to scale up the business. So second year is about scaling up and earning more from real estate. So every year we scale up and scale up. So all these are the little turning points in my sales journey, together with my very good buddy, Theo. So after that, I think during COVID, like what Ivan mentioned as well, I think COVID has forced a lot of us to change, right? We are all stuck at home and all. We need to innovate. If we don't do anything, we don't be that different person, we will still be the same. So that got us out of a comfort zone, and I think that 2 years since COVID till now, these were exponential, very exponential in terms of our team building. We had the greatest growth and all. We built platforms, we supported PG, everything we can, right? We see different things. So I think the perspective of the business changed us even more during these last 2 years, and I think that's a huge turning point as well. Turning point in the business whereby we see even more things in the real estate business as a whole. Yeah, last time we only see sales. After that, you see sales, right? You only care about your division. But right now, we take care of, we see on how we need to take care of everybody. We need to take care of PG. We need to make sure that the company is well and all. So I think all these are huge turning points.
Which leads me to my next question for you, Kenny, because the way you described it is that the way you just described how your last 2 years, COVID, I think every one of us also was in COVID. Okay, the number of hours we have in a day is also 24 hours. And then the number of, as in the opportunities would have been presented to us all at the same time. But you paint yourself, or rather the things that you did was considered supernatural, or in fact phenomenal compared to what those who didn't do anything. What drives you? I mean, you definitely did a lot more. You and Ivan did a lot more than those who didn't do anything at all. So what drives you?
I think that if we don't do anything, I should die. I mean, I'm a very simple-minded person. To me, if I don't do anything, if I resort, or I just admit to crisis, then I think we'll just all fail. So to me, it's very simple. It's either I act or don't act. it's a very it's like binary code 1 or 0, 1 or 0. Is either do or don't do. I mean, that's how I think lah. That's usually how I function. It's either I do or don't do. When I make a decision, that's how I weigh. It's either left or right. Yeah. So I think during crisis, when something like that, instead of not doing, if not doing, how will it affect me? It will affect me very adversely. Okay, then I don't do anything. I have to do something. So have to do something, then what do I have to do?
Just do something.
So just do something. So I think a lot of people are perfectionists out there. They must plan step 1 to step 10 all the way. But for me, I learned to break it down and realize that I have to do step 1, step 2 first. After I finish step 1, step 2, then I have to do step 2, step 3. So break down all these obstacles and just about doing it. I don't think I do the best things. I don't think I do the best videos or what. Just get it out there. So I think that's what helped me during COVID. That was my mentality then to overcome those periods which is so tough.
So just do it. Just do something.
Yeah,
just don't do nothing.
Yeah, just don't do nothing.
Okay, that's interesting.
How about Daniel? Daniel, what drives you and what is your philosophy for this business?
What drives me?
Yeah.
Initially,
Not your car then.
no, I understand. So I say initially it's money, ma. But after you have family and children, it becomes different. So initially, if I'm young, single, I want to chase Kevin Kua. I mean, that's the thing lah. It's like a pacemaker. But after that, you now married already with kids, then you start to want to strike a balance. But yeah, you still want to make money. So if you ask me what drives me is I got children. I don't know whether correct or not. I plan to I want to leave legacy for my kids. Because I don't come from a rich family, but I do have friends that are from rich family, and I saw the difference in terms of the exponential how fast they can be. Like they are very successful in their business, but are they really damn good? No, it's because their father got network and got money. So am I that stupid or I'm not that good? Also no I also very hardworking I also not stupid So
maybe the other guy better looking.
also true, bro. But it's okay. All right. So for me is right now if you ask me what drives, as I mentioned, is really the for the kids.
So as a team leader, as a family maker, then you have kids, is it hard for you to actually juggle your time?
Initially, yes. Because I'm not originally from PG. So I'm from another division. Initially, I struggled a lot. Because in the other division, I'm one of the most active leaders. So I've been tasked to do events, quarterly events. And because I'm doing good, I got to kena again for the whatever Christmas event and New Year. So never ending one. Then plus I got to give training to my guys. Then plus I need to do sales. So I'm really burnt out. So I seriously really burnt out.
Compared to when you... Okay, so the thing was, I identified what Kenny said, what Daniel said. I think as many salesperson out there and who are now aspiring to start up teams, to the four panelists, this next question is, from the point that you have done sales to the point that now you are take on leadership roles, the number of hours in a day you have is still the same. How do you split that time now to run both aspects? Your sales aspect, which I hear all four of you are definitely multiple centurions, are still able to function, as well as leading a big team. How do you split your time up? We're not talking about work-life balance. We're just talking about work at this point in time.
I think the number one, if you're passionate in doing something, you will just find times, I believe. So I try to. Number one, there's a lot of trainings that we can leverage on. Whether it's ERA levels or PG levels, we do really have a lot of trainings that make a big difference. So recruiting is no longer like a Lone Ranger fight that we have last time. Yeah, so this is number one. Number two is, I think for myself, I like to do multiple things at one time. That means my time, right, I will find a few purpose. For example, if I go for my handovers, for example, then I will always offer a live on-the-job training for agents who haven't seen how I do my handovers. So they will just like shadow and if there is like an empty unit, then the owners are not overly crowded, then I may even ask more than one of them to shadow me. and so forth. So it will be like work at the same time that is also team building aspect inside, something along that line.
So you try to incorporate a lot of activities into the limited time that you have.
Correct. Like
Okay.
you're doing the sales and actually training at the same time. So I think it's possible to have a multiple purpose for one action.
I think ever since I started team building, my working hours actually increased. Right, I think if I were to calculate on a day-to-day basis, I should have been working more than like 12, 14 hours. I started at 9, end off probably at night, 11 plus. So how do I actually split my time between sales and team building? In fact, if you ask me, I think my priority now is more towards spending time on team building, be it reviews, trainings, meetings or whatsoever. But sales-wise, I still find the equal importance. I still have to find time in between. So my time is very simple. I will just lay out my day-to-day schedule. Whatever appointments of team building one will be in my calendar. Anything in between my appointments, that's where I find time to go and do my sales. Be it follow-up or be it arranging of viewings and everything. So I'll try to maximize any possible minutes of the day. So it's to maintain a little bit but it will be a bit tired definitely. But that's how I think I'm surviving right now.
Okay, so what I hear you just say is that your priority is your team first,
Yep.
then sales.
Yes.
Okay, applaudable. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. Kenny, what about yourself? How do you allocate time?
Right now,
What
we
percentage?
definitely spend more time with the team. But I think this is not an overnight thing. Everyone has a different percentage. So last time, like we started with 100% all sales first. Then after that, when you are a new manager, then you probably have 20% to the team and then 80% still sales. But along the way, as your team grows bigger and all, it's just natural that you just spend more time to the team automatically. And as Ivan mentioned, so right now, because almost every day we are doing reviews, we're doing trainings and talking to our agents. So majority of the time, in fact, is with our agents. Yeah, so in between, if we have viewings, we just block it off and then we go there. And then the following day, we again block off that few hours and all to do our follow-ups. Yeah, I think in terms of sales right now, we still set a consistent monthly prospecting. So our prospecting for sales still stay on the same. It's just that work from team building power up into the daily activities. So it's so shown every day. Yeah, like never sleep at night until midnight. Yeah, so it's. But of course, I think both jobs have their own advantages, and I think we find a very strong fulfillment in team building right now. Yeah.
So if I hear you correctly, I hear you saying that you are spending more and more of your time because as leaders to groom your achievers. Am I right to say that? But the strange thing is, your sales are not dropping.
Because real estate is a build out. When business is built out, it's not a one-time thing. If you are supposed to go and keep doing things to get the sales right, the same thing and repeat every year, every month, then it's not a build-out business. So I mean, for people who is out there, instead of like keep doing one time and get one business, look into the longevity of how you build your business, and so that you do not need. In fact, you may not need new customers sometimes to maintain your sales. You just need that group, the pool of people that is really in your trust circle already, and then it can grow because of word of mouth. Sometimes you don't even need to post back, because then after people will help you to recommend and so forth. So I think building business emphasize on
increasing the longevity.
Yes, it emphasize on building and how to build the trust. It's not like one-time business one, because a lot of people just go for a fast queue, and then you don't build the relationship. Then that is where you are going to be very tiring in this whole business journey, because you keep repeating the same thing again and again.
A lot of them, they are all transaction driven.
Yes.
Yeah, not relationship driven.
Which leads me to my next point, is that from what Kenny and Ivan described, it's not about foregoing time, because all of us have that same amount of resources. But what I've observed from what they do, if you actually look back into their Facebook, yes, I do look into Facebook, you'll be able to see like 4 or 5 years ago when Kenny was, their way of prospecting was singlet, shorts, slippers, doorknob. Now you don't see them doing that anymore. Now is they get people to get and throw the flyers, alright? So what I'm trying to say is this, is guys, is that real estate is not just a career where you have to, if you spend certain number of hours, you get this number of sales, because they are definitely spending less hours at sales. But what these two individuals, if not all four individuals here, they have done is they have fine-tuned the process. They have fine-tuned the process. It's not that they have foregone hours to equivalent to money, but they have fine-tuned the process in which they make the money, and they make it more efficient, that they are able to spend more time on something else and yet still achieve phenomenal results. Am I right to say, assume that?
I think for this business is quite simple. As what Nico have shared, these are built up. So time is not scalable, right? But money can actually scale things up. So for us, actually, we did a lot of things and let it automate. Having a personal assistant and all those mailer distributions and digital marketing, all those are pretty much automated. Then again, we will spare this time to do things probably of a higher value. I mean, in whatsoever trainings or whatsoever things. But I think last time when we first started, we have set it up so consistently in terms of our mailer distribution every month, which date it will go out. So now it's basically our best PA, which is handling all these things for us lah. Yeah. Then in fact, we still always think about scaling up the business in terms of doing bigger areas, doing bigger quantums. That's how we always. I mean, that's the reason why probably our sales are not affected, because at any point of time we are always reviewing our sales business.
Like back when Daniel was Marcus Chu's PA, I mean not PA, telemarketer. You pay somebody else, you pay somebody to use their time to help you earn money in this case.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the model that we should actually look, is to how to improve our processes and efficiency. Right? Okay.
But I think if you want to automate certain things, you must make sure that when you pay for someone's time, the time that you have on hand, it should be used wisely lah. It's not just for you to lie down at home, do nothing, right? If you have time, then I'd rather you don't waste that money. Go and do it yourself. You want to buy time because you need that time to do something else. Yep.
In this business, I think there are only a few things that we can leverage on. So it's other people's time, which Ivan just mentioned. Other people's money. That's how we used to buy property, right? And another one would be other people's knowledge. Yeah, to leverage on their knowledge. Because, if I don't know something, I ask you, or okay, you help me, and then we get the job done. So I think that is the beauty of our business, which is really very, very, very scalable. Which is why I think that our job, right, is not time-based. Because at any point of time, you go for a viewing, it could earn you like 70, 80, 100,000. Then compared to a rental, you go down there, you earn 2,000, 3,000. So it's not time-based, right? Okay.
Our next question actually stems from one of the things that we have always been taught by our founder, is this phrase, earn your rights. Earn your rights, okay? So the thing is, you guys collectively have been in the industry for almost 50 years, with the lease actually being 9 years and all the way up to 20 years, okay? To all aspiring leaders and also, as well as achievers out there, individually posed to you guys, at which point did you decide you have earned your right to splurge on yourself? And what was the item that you splurged on?
Or maybe what is the biggest ticket item that you bought for yourself?
Splurge on, not talking about houses.
Like to pamper yourself lah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So my philosophy is I don't spend future money. So I really don't spend future money. I mean, although our money is good, but I've seen some of the seniors previously when the good times, earn money, anyhow just spend. But my market downtime, there's no savings for the rainy season, then all are gone. So that's where I saw how fast the money we can get, and yet we are anyhow splurging. But so that's where I whenever I want to buy something, I will make sure that I have the money, and the thing costs me 20% of whatever I have in my cash. Then I will basically purchase the stuff that I want to buy.
So just curious, how much cash you have on hand now?
No, this one don't want to say lah. Lesser than you lesser than our founder, All right, so, but I think it's you should because we are working very hard. So I see some of the agents also very stingy on themselves. Don't go facial, don't bother to dress up. I don't think that should be lah. I mean, we work so hard. We really got to really pamper ourselves because we're seeing customers.
Wait, but you still haven't tell us what's the item that you bought.
Oh, I bought what's that? I think the most expensive item I bought will be my car lah.
What's your car now?
Which one?
I recently sold. I don't have. I recently sold. I sold my McLaren. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your benchmark is that you earn your rights to buy whatever you want to buy when you have 20% of it in cash. That's the value that you put to it. That's
Yes.
when you have earned your right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nicole, yourself?
I mean, rather the first bigger items is car. I told you, I'm a car lover as well. So the first, I always wanted at least 50%. At the time, is I love car enough that I can spend 50% of my saving.
Or YOLO?
I'm that kind of, I don't mind spending on car, but people ask me, it's an expenses, but I think it's an enjoyment. It's something that you really enjoy and you are working towards what you love. You every day, I spend more time on my car than at home, to be honest. It's like I can sit after every parking, I can sit there for an hour or more just replying text there. Yeah.
Got on your engine.
No.
You make sure.
It's live record.
Ministry of Environment look for you.
No, until you feel suffocated. That's why you okay, better go back home.
So your benchmark is 50%, and
At the point. But now, of course, you'll be a bit more prudent. Oh, not on all items, but on car itself, if at the time I tell myself you can pay for 50%, I will go for
that's
it.
something that you splurge on is a car.
Yes.
So what's
Yeah.
your next car after your 718?
Still looking.
Still looking.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, which car? What's your next car?
I don't have it. Wait, don't have it. Nothing at the moment.
I thought you made an offer for somebody's F8, but sure. Moving along. Kenny looks like he's still thinking.
Now we go Ivan first.
Go Ivan.
Yeah.
Ivan, what about you?
Hey, why you skip?
Kenny had this like, I'm thinking.
No sequel one, no sequel one.
I'm also thinking actually. I think because they all about car, then I must change something, right? Maybe I splurge on my wife. The money go there. The money go there, cannot come back already.
Okay, but what's the biggest thing that you bought for her?
I think on a year-to-year basis, I'll buy presents for her lah. But the money really go, I don't see the money, so you just go and cannot come back. If the car, right, at least I still can drive.
You also got car, what?
Yeah lah, it's for cars, I still can drive, I still can enjoy. But the money spent is basically no return.
Happy wife, happy husband.
Happy wife, happy wife.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like when do I find that I earn the rights to buy? I don't really time it in fact, honestly because I find that I'm always working hard every single minute So when sometimes I see something that I like, then I will. I mean, if you go shopping with me, quite scary. Like if I really like, I won't really think too much. I'll just buy. Yeah. But of course, have to work hard enough first to do things like that So yeah.
Okay. Kenny, final question to you. The final answer.
Everyone
from-
buy car leh.
Right, you
But okay, if this is about financial planning, right? I think how I would think is that I think to me what's most important is to buy a house first. Yeah. So what I got first is a house, and then splurge on myself. So fun because when I joined when I was 25. So I think at the age everybody want to buy a home for themselves. So that was my first bigger goal, and I didn't have anything else in my mind except for a house. I want to have a shelter of my own. Yeah. So after that, then I decided to splurge on myself, and that's where we got our first a car together. Yeah. Then after that happened, I think everything become unleashed. We anyhow spend money. Yeah. So I think fundamentally is a home first. Then after that, I think. Actually, I got three points lah. Every time I always repeat these three things. Yeah, if y'all were to see, I think buying house is important. Then after that, second part is I always want to give back to my family. So my parents and all. And the first big ticket item I give back to my family is I renovated for my mom her house. Yeah, so it was a 200K renovation. Yeah. Then the third thing is I buy a car lah. I pamper myself. I like supercars. I like to play all these kind of things. So I don't really like to play. I like the aesthetic only. So you ask me about a car, I don't know anything. Yeah. So okay, so I always go this one round. So after I pamper myself already, you see, I will have another next goal. So if you were to realize I set my second goal, I buy a house again, and then a car, and this year I also go and pamper my parents. I think my parents are old, so I always think of giving back to my parents. So this year I'll give them a big present, bringing them to a 20-day holiday to London. Yeah. So I don't, because old parents they never sit plane before, never sit business class before. So I just want to bring them, go and take nice photos and all. So to me, I always revolve around these three, and I repeat the pattern on consumption, on money consumption.
So you said three. So the first one is your parents.
Home parents car.
Home parents car.
Home parents car, home parents car. So these are the biggest three big items I do lah. Why home is because also I believe a lot in investments, and we are in the real estate business. So I always think that we have to if I finish this cycle, if I work hard enough, I finish this cycle, I should be rich enough to buy the next property. If you all get what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question to ask you guys, and I think this question is very real because there's a lot of agents over here. So if let's say right now you're going to restart your career, right? What is one thing that you could have done better?
I think the leap of faith of scaling up the business is important for the start. I think when I first started, I always start off small, like certain area to certain area. If given a chance to turn back time right now, I'll probably whack all out on the first time that I'm going to start off. In the area that I do, in the prospecting that I'm going to do, and of course, I think in the business expenses that I'm going to spend into it. Because back then, when I first started, probably resources are low. But if I know that the business can do so well, probably I'll go and borrow still from my parents whatsoever, right? To take and then to invest into the business first.
Maybe we share the floor. Then when you started off, right, how much were you spending per month on prospecting, or you guys were spending per month on prospecting? And then compared to now, okay, maybe last month, how much do you all spend on prospecting?
Actually, honestly, when we first started, the only cost that we have is mailer printing only. That costs us about $300 plus per month. And for distribution-wise, last time we have a lot of time, so we do it ourselves. And today, I dare say, if we are spending on our business, it should hit at least close to 20K per month on prospecting. I mean, total add up lah. Yeah. So if given a chance to turn back, I think I would want to invest more money and time to scale my business up as fast as I can. Yeah. Then of course, also along the way, probably I will want to do team building earlier, maybe.
Daniel, what about Daniel?
And don't repeat the same answers.
Huh?
Cannot repeat.
It's okay.
No, but I'm seriously, I mean, same as Ivan, we are human, we got fear. We're all self-employed, ma. Usually when I ask agent to invest in money into marketing, first thing is,
What's the ROI?
correct.
Not ROI.
Sure, can make money or not? How much
Yeah.
can make? So this is something, I mean, for new agents, we gotta understand. But hearing from experiences agent time and time again, definitely will make back. This is the assurance. So I mean, same thing prior to COVID. I'm not an IT savvy person. Everything marketing is really the typical mailers, flyers, newspaper. Newspaper don't have lah. A bit here and there, but it's really mailers. But if you were to hear my sharing previously when COVID time, lockdown, now watching Netflix, watch until no show see until the old show also finish Wow, I'm fed up really got nothing to do Lockdown that time, then I started to learn Facebook marketing. And I started to try myself. That blew my mind off when I started where I saw the leads coming in and the conversion, which I always tell myself, I also don't know, I old already ma. Young people only know social media, I don't know how to do. Ask people do also anyhow, do every time. Still use my traditional way, but COVID time really make me grow in terms of the social media wise, and I saw the different perspective of marketing. So now I don't do the traditional, not only the traditional mailers, but I do a lot on the social media marketing as well. So I do see the results, and it's not cheap, but definitely there are leads. But of course there are leads, then people will say the leads are lousy. True one but as I always share with my agent, you throw mailers door to door. Previously I throw Sengkang Punggol HDB. 6,000 one throw only got one call Somehow is divorcee, so troublesome one, only want to pay 1%, no money one, negative sale. Do or don't do? Got to do, no choice, because ROI, I closed that deal 500 over 1,000 just to cover the door-to-door. But in terms of social media wise, you get a lot of leads. They are all handphone. Yes, some may be fake, some are not really at the moment they come by, but there are numbers that you're able to follow up. So to me, it's about database. How many database can I blast to when there's a new launch coming up? For mailers, if that only one also no money, who can I blast to? The 6,000 is really gone. But for the database, I'm recycling the database. So I want to encourage really the agent out there is don't stinge on your marketing in terms of real estate, because you must treat this as a business. When you earn money, you don't give back to your business. At the end of the day, you will suffer. But if you give it back, that's where you will reap in times to come. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Nicole.
But we really joining the right team that have things to leverage on, so that I can start my recruitment much earlier. That's how I always tell my new agent. I say start as early as possible, because if I am you, I will do both things together. At the point 20 years ago, I was still telling people that no, I just probably going to go focus on my sales. Because number one, nobody tell me that. If I can, I will go back 20 years back and tell Nicole Lim at that time to actually start doing recruitment. When recruitment are probably still quite easy because everybody are not working on it. Yeah, I would have probably go back and tell my old self that.
Do the things that
enjoy Preeminent Group earlier. That's all. Then, yeah, I mean, I'm not because I really get so much things after coming over. So it's really like genuinely felt that there's a big difference that can really help to achieve more. And I only know that this help is available only after, we are from another division at that time. So
it's more of leveraging on the right platform.
Yeah, we have nothing to leverage on begin with.
Okay.
So I think start recruitment earlier.
Kenny, for yourself, what would you have done?
I think no regrets and cannot do. Don't want to say do better lah, but I think every year, every day, what happened to us, our setbacks made us who we are today. I think more importantly, I think the trait to look at is to always reflect on yourself and be aware of what's available in the business. Are you doing everything that is available in the business? I think I self-review a lot. Yeah, so I look at what other people is doing in the business and what am I not doing. So is these people doing, then are they better off than me? If they are better off, then I will do the same. Yeah, and I'll try to tweak. I think to be adaptive, to follow is to just copy lah. Yeah, to copy is not a good word.
Replicate and make
To replicate and make a better recipe out of it. Yeah, always
So
take.
instead of reinventing the wheel, you're
Yeah.
just improving on it.
just take your own action. I think this is very important in our business. So because the mindset of us on our younger real estate days, I don't think we'll be able to accept what we are doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and all these things made us today. So yeah, it's more about now and every day. Just look back at yourself. How can you be better off? That's the way to be better already.
Beyond, thanks, Kenny. But beyond, do you? As one of the senior leaders and co-founder of Preeminent Group, as a leader yourself, okay. We have heard like what they would have changed. Let me pose this question to you as my fellow moderator. As a leader of so many years and such a big team yourself, was there at any one point in time that you'd like to share with us that you felt like you just want to give up? That we have caught, yeah.
I'm already inside. No lah, joking lah. Okay, so I think that for team building itself, right, it's a day-to-day kind of process. It's a very, very long-term goal, ma. So at the end of the day, if you ask me whether or not want to give up, yeah, a lot of times. But I think it's for the people that you will continue to do what you're doing and make it even better, lor. Yeah.
So were there times as a leader of so many years, do you have doubts? How did you overcome it?
Definitely have lah. Don't have is a lie, man. So nothing to hide. Recently, one of my leaders has left, and it's more than an associate. So yeah. So if you ask me, would I still do recruitment? After getting hurt, all this, no lah, I hold on to the phrase or whatever don't kills you makes you stronger.
No, but how can you not be hurt? That's the
Definitely will be hurt. I mean, who will not be hurt? I mean, we are humans now. We'll be hurt by customer. We will be even hurt by our spouses, our children. True or not? Can you tell them, I want to kill you or I want to change you? Cannot ma. So we just have to adapt and try to better ourselves. That's the reason we are self-employed ma. So we have to really self-motivate ourselves, and of course. We have peers as well, so that's where you get support from your peers.
Okay. I want to pose this question directly to Kenny because in the industry, Kenny is known as the smiley guy. He's always smiling. Even when he's sad, he's always smiling. In
No,
fact,
to me,
on-
I see Kenny as he's not smiley lah, but I think at any given circumstances, right, if you know Kenny well enough, right, he always maintain this positive mindset one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever that happens to him, right, is always for good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look at him. I haven't said anything. He's still smiling already. Okay. So here's the thing. Kenny, you have gone through your ups and downs. There are points in your life, and same question like what I asked beyond. As a leader, you are perceived by many that you're infallible. That means you cannot fail. You will not fail. What you and Ivan touched will turn to gold. Is it true? Debunk this myth. Debunk this myth.
Go after the go.
Debunk this myth. Kenny.
So hard. No lah. So like just now what we were sharing right about the COVID and all. It's about, to me, it's about moving. It's about walking. It's about taking action. So I think that's how I see things lah. If I don't do anything or if I fall, if something bad happens, do I mourn about it? Do I feel sad about it? Then if I feel sad, then what happened? If I feel sad means I cannot function. I cannot function means the business suffer lah.
Still back to the 1-0 theory.
So I mean, to me that's very important on how I make decisions. So to me, yes. So then how long can I feel sad about? How long can I be emotional?
How long do you allow yourself to be emotional?
So I set a mental time frame for me to do all this. It's like when for my newer agents, I'll tell them, if some of you are managers, new managers, you'll see some of your agents, they burst one deal, they can emo maybe 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, something like that. Yeah, in team building, you have your emotional breakdown also lah. Yeah, so you see the two businesses, yeah, they have their breakdown. So as more experienced agent, now you burst a deal today, will you emo 2-3 weeks or 1 month?
Let's see a show
Will
of
not?
hands.
How many of y'all?
Yeah. How many of y'all will
Yeah, okay,
emo for
you're
2-3 weeks?
now just tweak and move on already, right? Yeah, so I think in team building, it's similar also. It's just that a lot of our managers are probably newer. So there are a lot of setbacks, and these setbacks we need to realize. I relate these two businesses together lah, team building and sales. Yeah, so the setback and how I overcome it, I put it into team building as well. So I try to recover very fast. It's a mental thing lah. I every day fight myself. Yeah.
Who wins?
Huh? Yeah, lor, you fight yourself to become that better person. Yeah. So you see, between negativity and positivity, I always try to see the positive side and not argue with people or what. I try to empathize and understand. Right. But everyone is human. I also feel angry also. Yeah. So I just try to make the situation better.
Diffuse the situation.
Yeah. Diffuse the situation lah.
Then moving along to Ivan, many a times, especially in big groups, we see a lot of the associates we think that leaders leave. I mean, with people leaving and coming, we are just numbers. Can you also further debunk this myth? Like, how do you personally, as Ivan Lam, look at associates, look at your leadership roles? Do you see associates as numbers?
Actually, to be honest, I'm more of an emotional person. I think it's okay. I think my horoscope is Cancer. Cancer are always emotional, right? Is it? So I think I don't look at them at numbers lah. I mean, whenever my agents have issues or when they have the thought of leaving, I would definitely feel very sad. And I'll try to meet them up and really understand what is that lack or what is going on. Sometimes, I mean, many times I'll try to hold them lah to see what I can give them on my part, right? But if they really choose to leave, then definitely I'll feel sad a while lah. But then again, I will always keep. I'm someone who Kenny is a very positive guy, and he make quick decision. I'm the emotional guy and I'm a perfectionist, which is what he mentioned just now. Don't be a perfectionist. That's why 我们是阴跟阳. Okay, so I think when my agents leave or there's any things that I face or obstacles, right, I will internalize it a lot. I mean, yes, internalizing it and not doing it is no go. But when I internalize it already, right, I will find what is my lack, what is going on, what's the difference. Like example, Kenny say what other people are doing, what is he not doing, then he will go and do it. For me, I work that way as well. So every issue that I face or every problem that I face, I always find that is my next step to greater success. Because now I know that that's what I like, ma. So I'm moving forward for the time that I have. I'm going to improve it. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to do better than what I did yesterday. So I think that's how, even for team building wise, when people to leave, sometimes they'll comment, hey, how come that side here have, my side don't have? Okay, I'll make sure that the rest will have it moving forward. So that's how I run the business.
You guys are multiple Centurion Awards. That means meaning to say you have 1, 2, 3 multiples. Okay, multiple, and consistently you are winning your Centurions. Of these Centurions, which is your most memorable? Can we just have an example? What's your most memorable Centurion or above?
I think for me, all Centurions are memorable. I mean seriously, I mean because every Centurion is making out of different cases, and it's really not easy to hit the 6-figure.
Yeah, it's pure hard work.
I really tell you, it's not easy. The stars must be aligned one, because you must time the cases to come in really at the same time. Then you will hit that Centurion. Of course, don't talk about legendary Abel Ang, that one every month. So for me, I think really is but honestly, to really want to get Centurion very regularly, you really have to focus on projects.
New launches.
Okay. Really. If not, by doing resale, if you happen to be Jasmine Peng, then you get one GCB lah. Then you serious because you're rental queen different. I'm not a rental king, so we are very different.
I don't do just rental.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that rental is a basis, like you make out a certain percentage of your income. You still need to do sales lah. I do sales please podcast right. I do sales. I not doing only rental. But the thing is that I mean for myself, most of my Centurions actually come from resale
market.
Yeah, but I agree that doing projects right makes it happen easier. I do have a few of them is with support of course projects. But I mean of course it's much easier because it will just like take out half or more than half of the
Sometimes
journey
even maybe just one deal is enough to get your Centurion.
could be, or usually maybe still have a few resales to top it out. But I'm just saying that it can be done also if you're doing resale, but again build up consistency, because it's only during the build out right that it could happen on a certain months or a couple of months in a year. Maybe it can happen at the start alone.
I guess this is in line with what you mentioned earlier, that it takes time to actually build up your database, to build up the relationship. Then it comes to resale, and that's where you do quantity, and then after that. But I guess where Daniel is coming from is from the fact that nowadays, if you automate the process and you actually pay money to get leads, closing a new launch because the commission is slightly higher than the average or higher than the normal or higher than the past, it's in a way, in your words, easier to come from. The Centurions are easier to come by.
I agree. Yeah, I'm just saying that because he's saying that do resale maybe very low chance. I'm just saying
I'm saying more tedious,
Yes,
more. But because I from what I see in terms of the business model is that the beauty of Dagger in the project. So that's where I want to automate also our real estate business. So same thing, social media comes in, you have leads, right? Immediate leads. Even today I'm in London with Kenny 20 days, right? What can I do?
Why are you in London? With
No,
the
I'm
family?
just saying example, I'm 20 days holiday. I can immediately WhatsApp the leads, right? To set up appointments. So from the appointment, do I have to be physically there? I don't need. So I actually get to work with Close Dagger and that project. I will just tell the buyer, I actually have a partner at the show flat. Because I'm holiday, go and take a look. After that, I will follow up with you. That's my partner. Don't tell that as a Dagger. Then that's where you leverage on other people's stuff. But resale wise, when you're on holiday, you cannot tell a client, hey, sorry, I'm on holiday. Now I'm sending the co-broke buyer, they come in and see themselves.
This coming
And-
from a seasoned veteran, you know. I mean, you have been more than 10 years. Nicole coming for 20 years. She's representing the resale market, the strength of the resale market. But he is willing to say, hey, it's time to convert and change to also emphasize on new launch.
No, I believe that in real estate, since we are all in real estate, there's no such thing as choosing market, right?
Yeah.
So it's both resale and new launch, correct? And if you're able to assimilate them correctly, I think that for you to actually get a Centurion will be very, very easy. But I think most of us, right, we still want to choose resale or new launch. Where should I prospect in? Then that will be more difficult. I think you should be doing both.
Speaking of someone who actually value consistency, I really think that we should not just focus on just one thing or two things. It's really both. If the market for project move, of course, go jump on the bandwagon and start
No,
doing
I
it.
still throw mailers. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
No,
I want
no,
to automate. I'm just saying. Bro, I still throw mailers, bro.
Okay.
I think do both things concurrently, just like what Beyonce say, don't choose.
Correct, 50
Actually, do
cent, $1, what do you take?
everything. Both.
Correct? Well,
So throwing this question back to the golden boys over there. We know
we
you.
have two partners, so you can ask any one of them.
Okay, so traditionally you are known as the landed. You know, you all do landed, you all do resale. As of today, from your Centurions, from the awards they've gotten, right? How much of it do you think to pacify the both of them? What's the percentage of it coming from new launch, and what's the percentage of it coming from resale market? Be it landed, condo, HDB.
I think we have shift a little bit in our market segment, right? I mean, 2014 to 2018, we are almost 100% resale landed. Then after that, we started to do new launch as well. So today, I think we have a pretty good mix of 70 resale, 30 new launch. That's probably what we are working on right now, right? Yeah, but I mean, of course, our 70%, that 100% still gets more and more lah. That means to say the cost is getting higher and higher lah. Yeah. So that is our split.
Okay, so for Kenny, specifically, what is the one example, one transaction that you did, if you can share with us, that was really memorable in terms of helping you get your Centurion?
Memorable. Recently got one landed owner. A bit memorable because she's an ERA agent.
What, the seller is an ERA
The
agent?
seller is an ERA agent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think she trusts us so much that she got us to sell the house. We
Why
sold
she
the-
don't want to market her own property?
Okay, got the sellers. What do you call that? Emotion.
side, yeah.
She tried selling her house before, and you know your own house. I'm sure got your own pictures and all, right? So she brought the buyers around. The buyers saw the pictures. Then the buyers start asking her questions. Okay, so the agent is currently in her 60s. Yeah, but she's in the business for about 20 years already. 20 years, pretty veteran. She's still very active, doing a lot of new launches and all. She knows her stuff. Yeah, but she just feels very uncomfortable. She tried listed her property for 3 times. Yeah, so COVID one time, the start of the year one time, and probably May one time. Yeah, and she just felt really very uncomfortable. Like what we teach you during listing presentation, on how do you get exclusive and all. So when she's doing presentation, she felt very uncomfortable where the client asked her, hey, this is your house. Ask her things personal. Why do you want to sell the house? She feel she cannot take it. Yeah. So she realized that she started listing, then she feel uncomfortable, then she got buyer's call, then she didn't want to hold the viewings herself. Yeah. So then I find that number one, it's very nice to have a fellow colleague in the same company to trust us to the extent of selling her house. It's a $5 million property.
She got pay you full com or not?
I give her a bit discount lah.
Not bad. You also nice guy.
I got
So
hard.
your,
a bit.
your normal percentage is 5%. So much discount you give her?
A bit discount lah.
A bit discount.
a bit. So I think it was a very nice feeling where she trusts you wholeheartedly. When I had a viewing, she would just go out. Yeah, she go Amor Show Flair or go somewhere else and chante. Yeah. Now she will ask me, hey, must call her for tagging. So it was a very special feeling for me this past month, right? For your client to acknowledge you and to this extent is a colleague. So yeah, I think that's a story for me to tell.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
that's a good memorable one.
Okay, so back to us. Okay, so we are ending this session shortly, but just before we leave, right? I just want to know, what is one quote the four of you all actually live by? Maybe you can actually share with them. We start with Daniel.
You go first, why me? I haven't think bro. A quote.
You mind block, right?
I'm not a quote person, you know.
You mind block, right?
Okay. Let's jump it up this time round. We ended with Kenny just now, and Kenny seems like he's ready already. What is the one?
Kenny show already.
I talk a lot already.
Don't tell us you didn't come here to compete. You don't come here to conquer. Don't.
No, just now I already said, I think just now I used a quote or something which I use a lot just now is about keep moving, keep walking. So I think apply that in your business whereby just keep doing. It doesn't matter whether we fail or do badly or it's imperfect or not. I think doing is the first step to perfection. Yeah, so just keep going on. I don't think, again, I always tell people I'm not the fastest person or the smartest person, but just do lah. Just do and you get better. Yeah. I remember a lot of things where I did very badly. The first training I had with PG on PG level, I'm very scared of public speaking one. Now I feel very comfortable. I can relax, my leg come out, talk to y'all, can laugh. Yeah, but the first step about doing it, if I never face it and learn how to talk or to train, I don't think don't have me today here today. Yeah, my first training was in MBSQ. They opened Tanglin 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. You all remember? You remember our office? How big is that? I on stage together with Ivan. I cannot train it. Wow, so it was very petrifying for me. So yeah, if I were to always focus on my journey on my abilities I cannot do it, then I don't do, then I don't think I will get the better improved version of myself. So keep doing and dare to do lah. Right, so that's my belief.
Okay.
Insert something because I was there when he do his so-called most terrifying training.
你看到了什么东西？
自己吓自己 okay. Actually, a lot of people, when they do the first things right, they always think that they cannot make it, they very nervous, and people can tell that I'm nervous, that kind of thing. But actually, I'm on the ground at that time. I remember that session. It was okay. And then they keep thinking that way, but let me assure you it's okay. And let me assure all of you down there, you take the first step out. It's okay. You think too much only because we can't tell whether you are so nervous inside or not, honestly. Okay, but even people will forget. But just I remember, it was not so bad.
Many years ago lah. I think 5 years ago.
Not so bad, really.
Okay, Nicole, since you're adding on to interjecting, so what is your personal quote and mantra?
I kepo, right? So I take I always, I think my agents may all heard it before. It's really focus on what you can control. Just focus on what you can control. You can control actually quite a fair bit of things, but make sure that you control what you can control, and then don't go and think too much about things you can't control already. Because you know what I'm trying to say, it's like do your best. You can control your skill set. You know that you are lacking in certain things, then go and control go and attend things. Yeah, and then of course how you feel, like the mindset, how you look at things, positive or negative. If there's a choice, why you always choose a negative? I mean, quite silly, right? If you say until like that, like quite silly, right? Today I have a situation. I mean, yes, we are human. Just that you learn how to switch yourself to always see the positive. Since everybody tell you that actually look at the positive side, right? Where got people look at you and say, hey, think of the negative side. Yeah, so if everybody tell you the thing on the positive side already, and you still want to do the other way around, then you forkai lah, you deserve it lah. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you deserve it. People keep telling you think on the positive side and you never learn until now. And you can control it technically, but consciously do that part for yourself because it's really helpful. So to me, it's like I always tell myself, as long as I do what I can control already, right, I'm okay with all the results that come by. But that only when I didn't do what I can control, right, then I will hate myself for it. So like if I control my time today, how I spend it, right, then I have no regrets looking back. Okay, today I have a very fulfilled day, that kind of thing. But today, if I sleep the whole day and didn't do anything for my business or whatever I plan to do, right, then you will hate yourself because you choose it, right? You can control your time, right? But if I do everything for you already, right, and then yet people still have a lot of things to say, I mean, you cannot please everybody, but you already try your best already, then it's okay. I feel like. So this is the self-equivalent that I always set for myself. Yep.
And only spend a maximum of 50% on the car.
No, I mean, things changed, right? That one was...
Okay,
Daniel,
jokes aside. Okay, Daniel, what about you?
For me, is I think don't stay in the comfort zone. really have to be uncomfortable always in our real estate. Once you are in comfortable mode, you will be complacency. So really have to be uncomfortable. So what is uncomfortable? Go door knocking, uncomfortable or not? Very uncomfortable.
Oh.
But still need to lead with the guys to go. The guys doing door knocking, uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. But after that, you see them do results. So that is where I really want to encourage is really get out of the comfort zone. Second thing is, what can be worse? Look at your position now. Look back. What can be worse? By spending the additional 10, 20,000 into your business, will it make you go bankrupt? Or will it make you go pro? If you won't, then do it. A lot of times we are always thinking of, wow, what if I spend this next month, what my savings drop, what will happen if no money comes in. So it's like Nicole, same thing, is really got to take action. What can be worse? What is the worst? You won't go hungry, right? Even hungry, look for a manager, he will give you a treat. Correct or not? I believe all the managers, whoever you're under, you really spend the money already, no deals. You go and tell a manager, hey, I already put in money already. Now no money for the next 2 weeks. Can give me a treat? I don't think our manager will say no. I'll come and show receipt. Don't anyhow just come, I spend money. Alright, so seriously, what can be worse? So you have to really motivate yourself every day.
Last but not least, we have the deep one.
No lah, not deep one. I think it's not really a quote lah, right? But I think just be committed and stay accountable to your own business. Because I felt that motivation can't last. Today you can be motivated through one session of workshops or whatsoever, but you won't be motivated 1 month later, right? But you commit yourself to a business, be accountable for it, be disciplined in your business. Because end of the day, as we commit more time and lessen our fun for the business, then you will succeed. So whatever that you think you're enjoying right now, which probably what Kevin and just now Leon have said, earn the rights, but probably not towards the earn the rights to buy things, but earn the rights to spend your time, right? You put your time into the business first, let the business grow. When you achieve certain success, yes, then you take out some time and do something that you like. Yeah, but commitment-wise, I think a lot of people will find money. Commitment is a big word, right? Committed to spend money into business, commit your time into team building, commit your time into doing whatsoever thing. So you must really be conscious about that, right? Sometimes when we think that we want to do this, but if you just think of it but you're not doing it, basically nothing is done at the end of the day. Yeah, so I feel be committed, be accountable.
All right, I think with that, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I just want to give a special shout out to give a big round of applause to Daniel Phua, Nicole Lim, Kenny Neo, Ivan Lam. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Preeminent Group's Diamond Real Talk, Season 3, Episode 3. Signing off. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.